Women are half of humanity. They should be half the content in the history class. And if they aren't, then you're only telling the story of the other half.
Kelsey Brooke Eckert considers herself a veteran social studies teacher and college professor. So she was surprised when reading a Women in History book several summers ago that she knew nothing about the women in the book.
I started to wonder, why don't I know this stuff, and how did I get to the place where I have a master's degree, I'm a certified teacher, I teach history, and yet I don't know anything enough about women in the past to tell that story.
In 2017, she started to write her first book on the barriers stopping women's perspective from being in social studies classrooms.
The field of history is very biased toward maleness. Male historians do not write about women.
She decided to do something about it, and the Remedial Herstory Project was born.
I started cranking out a lesson plan a week.
It has grown into a nonprofit recognized by the Library of Congress, sharing over 160 lesson plans and 4 textbooks of essential women lost in world history, free to educators across the world.
I care really deeply about telling an inclusive story, telling the whole swath of humanity, and giving every one of my students a sense that, like, they are in this history, like a person like them existed in the past.
And they're tracking on average 10,000 educators a week looking at these curriculums created by 100 volunteer scholars across the globe.
Each lesson plan is built to coincide with the history already being taught at the high school level. At Kearsarge Regional High School, 9th and 10th grade social studies teacher Lauren Conley is already seeing how knowing both sides of history can change the conversation.
Because I have noticed a change in my students' behavior in just regular class discussions. Whereas before it was kind of like male-dominant conversations, which is somewhat natural in the classroom, to now when we put in this new lens of different perspectives between women who also agree or disagree with the men, they're more willing to listen to each other.
That change is exactly what the Remedial Herstory Project hopes for as it works to grow from being in thousands of classrooms across the globe to millions.
Now we're in a backsliding moment, and I think we're in a backsliding moment because we don't teach this stuff in school.
In Plymouth, Kelly O'Brien, WMUR News 9.